Morning! Day 4 was definitely my hardest day. I was in the deepest, darkest throes of food poisoning, so we went very gently into the streets of Varanasi. Gemma appears to be feeling quite well. Don't worry, that does not last. This is the Ghat down to the Ganges. It's much steeper than it looks and much more uneven underfoot. And these steps were actually enormous. It made me feel very short. I know the Ganges are holy and all that, but I still couldn't bring myself to do that. And here's our hotel, otherwise known as the Fortress. It's not actually called the Fortress, but it should be. The actual reason the walls are so high is because it floods that high up, which is mental. It's New Year's Day, which is a big holiday here in India, so Varanasi was rammed. I was taking a sneaky recording of this girl because I thought she looked really pretty in her sari. I then got stalked by this little blue Hindu god, quite aggressively. Here's some nutter getting a tattoo with a side of hepatitis B. Wow. This was not the first of many selfies. I became a bit of a tourist attraction in my own right. As I was trying to take a recording of the cash military officers, I realised we were also being recorded by two men and then stared at by lots of people. Then it was Gemma's turn to be the freak show. Cue lots of men needing a photo. This is me recording a man who's taking a selfie of us. Then we met this very nice con artist called Raj who took us to see the cremations. He took us via the open sewer though, which was a bit hard on the old nose, but it was the shortest way. He was correct. He passed us on to a second con artist whose name I didn't quite catch, but it was quite interesting. He told us about the burning ghats. On average, 300 people get cremated here a day, and the mourners and the family of the cremated have to get their head shaved like this, leaving a tiny tuft at the back of their heads before the cremation. This is the fire of Shiva. It's been burning for 3,500 years, and it's used to start all of the cremations. This is Gemma getting a blessing from one of the con artists. And then we followed Raj again down the road. Well, he showed us some other temples. I liked Raj though, even though he was blatantly trying to rip us off. But I did get a fridge magnet out of Raj, so I'm pretty chuffed with that, to be honest. This is some sort of upsetting cow prison. Poor cow. And I don't know who this is, but Raj thought he was important and he banged on about him for quite some time. This is Raj. Oh yeah, forgot to mention earlier before we met Raj, I was accosted by some holy men and they put the blessing of Lord Shiva on our heads. But then they demanded money for it, which made it feel slightly less holy than it probably was intended. Then we decided to leave Raj and go back to the hotel because at this point I had faded so beyond like what I thought was possible. So we then had to climb the giant Ghat back up to the hotel, and this felt like absolute hell on earth despite how pretty it looked. It was really tough. So here's Gemma looking blessed on the balcony back at the hotel. And here's our two parakeet friends who appear every time we go outside, which is super cute. And there's me, dead. I died. But then in the evening, we went out for dinner, and this was a very scary obstacle we had to pass to get to dinner. There's Gemma being very brave. Don't show it, you're scared. And then we met Gemma's really lovely school friend who flew into Varanasi from Mumbai to meet us, and her boyfriend Richard. Here are some Indian electricians hard at work. We then pretended to eat food because we weren't ready yet, but it would be rude not to since they had flown in to meet us in a place called Mount Everest, which was so hot we froze to death. And then we walked home in the very not quiet streets of Varanasi. But look, it's a tiny puppy and a scary cow who farted on me. Right. I was starting to come out of my Delhi belly misery, so it was a bit of a relief. Gemma, not so much. And then it was back to our hotel room with this really lovely view and straight to bed.